sa kanyang shows sa Netflix, right? So, anyway, so one of the two female lead roles was the role of his mom and the role of his mom's sister, yung tita niya, who was actually the one who was very supportive of JOKOY becoming a comedian and pursuing a comedic career, a career in comedy. And very close siya doon, si Tita Teresa niya. Anong nangyari po, I'll say it na as it is, Dada, kasi it's finished na naman. Yung kinikwento ni Nanay Christy na isang dokumento, ganito yon. Dapat umalis ako ng May 18 to fly to LA and the very next day, fly to Canada kung saan ang shooting. Sa Canada, may 2-week quarantine. At ang umpisa ng shooting namin ay dapat May 3, I think, or something. Now, in Hollywood, it's very different because napaka-efficient ng kanilang pagtrabaho na nakaschedule na yung buong shooting. Every single day of the filming was scheduled. I'm of course, permits for locations were already gotten and confirmed. And because JOKOY has to stick to this tight schedule since he's going to have a very long and very big tour. Kumbaga sa concert tour, siya yung kanyang stand-up comedy act, ito-tour niya. So, kailangan matapos yung movie in time, which was supposed to be end of June. Okay, ang nangyari po sa akin is, they swabbed me. Dapat kasi kung sasakay ka ng eroplano before leaving the Philippines. And I could leave because I am a U.S. immigrant. I'm a legal resident here. Si Kiko never yan magiging residente ng kahit ibang bansa, kahit anong bansa, dahil kahit nung nasa Boston kami at nabuntis ako, doon gusto niya umuwi ako para manganak. Pero nakakaintindihan kami ng asawa ko. Yung asawa ko, supportive yan, kahit nasa amin ni Keanu, supportive siya. Pero hindi pa naman ako titira dito. Marami na akong ginagawa. Ikikwento ko sa inyo. Ito lang. So, what happened was, before you get on a flight, of course, you have to get a PCR test, a COVID test, about, what is it, like at least 3 days before your flight. So I was flying out May 18. On May 16, I got swabbed by one laboratory that I cannot find it in my heart to forgive. I'm sorry, I won't mention it. Because on May 17, I was leaving on the 18th, remember. On May 17, I was waiting for my results, and I had a Zoom meeting with our, what was it? Travel coordinator. You see, these big productions have a travel coordinator. They have lahat may coordinators and for everything. So everything, Eugene, one of the actors in JOKOY's movie, was also in that Zoom meeting. Our travel coordinator was in that Zoom meeting. My assistant, Penny, was in that Zoom meeting. Peachy was in that Zoom meeting because Peachy was coming to be my assistant. Dahil hindi pwede magsama ng marami because of COVID restrictions, especially in Canada. So anyway, she was telling us, you get your working packets, you have them already. So, and then when you land in LA, this person will meet you, and then you're just gonna walk from the airport to spend the night in this hotel that's connecting, and then the next morning, this is the map of the Vancouver airport. It was so detailed. It was so wonderful. She was a wonderful lady, and she was zooming in with us from Canada. So I was so happy, and I told Eugene, I am so work with you because you're really funny. It was the first time I met him, and he plays JOKOY's cousin in the movie. Anyway, to make a long story short, natapos yung meeting. I was so happy. Nakapack na kami. We were ready to leave the next day, and I was gonna announce to you the very next day and say something like, well, Hollywood, whatever, I'm finally going to meet you or something, and surprise all of you, my Sharonians. And what happened was, wala pang 5 minutes after the Zoom meeting, my assistant called me to say, ma'am, di po kayo makakaalis bukas. I said, why? Positive po yung COVID test nyo. So, napanik ako. I said, what? Positive po. So, natural, nasabi dun nasabi ko agad sa manager ko. So, it was a big problem because everyone was ready. They couldn't afford any delays. And naturally, it was heart-wrenching and heartbreaking for me. I literally, nanlambot ako na para ako natunaw. Ito yung masakit. After this test by that lab, which I still cannot forgive, I immediately scheduled 3 different labs to come and test me again. After that, the next day, another different lab. So, pang-apat na. Later on, for ABS, we had swabs. It was a total of 7 tests after that first supposedly positive test. All the 7 different labs tested me negative. So, hindi ba naman heartbreaking yon? That's why I was depressed. At dahil di ko pa nakwento sa inyo yung bakit ako masaya, tas bakit bigla ako nalungkot, walang may alam. So it was, parang feeling ko, it was false positive and 7 different reputable, trusted labs tested me negative. And I didn't, wala akong sakit eh. Wala akong sakit. That same lab na nag-test sa akin ng positive, tinest ng positive, yung masahista ko, na natakot din siya because she's not so young anymore. She's been with me since hindi ko pa asawa si Kiko, 94. Tapos pinatest ko siya ulit, negative. Kasi magkasama kami dun sa, parang nag-quarantine na lang kami just to be sure because my kids have morbid, what do you call it?
Comorbidities.
Comorbidities, yes. So, my 3 kids have asthma. And pag ikaw ay nagkaroon ng COVID at ikaw ay may asthma, ang asthma ay problema sa paghinga, di ba? It's something that can really, it's one of those diseases that can actually accelerate either it can be fatal, accelerate your being sick and all that. So that's why my kids got vaccinated with their dad. Well, Frankie, because she's 20, turning 21. Now, it took me, ganito kasi ako pag medyo namumroblema, which my husband of 25 years knows very well already about me. Parang pag may namatay, I shut down. When my mother died, wala akong pakialam kahit anong sabihin ng tao, pero hindi ako nagpupunta araw-araw ng maaga sa burol niya. Because I asked my husband if I could stay in my condo, yung dati kong condo na pang alone time ko, sa Twin Towers pa, na sabi ko, I wanna mourn my mom my way. And in the condo, I was with my yaya, and I would talk to my mom and cry and pray and, mourn her in my own way. Ayoko yung parang, it wasn't a time for me. Alam ko medyo, it was a bit ill-mannered and unethical. And I'm sure my mom was turning in her, siguro gusto niya ako sakalin kasi sabi niya siguro, hoy, bastos ka, may mga bisitang dumandalaw sa akin dun sa burol, hindi mo sinasalubong, iniiwan mo sa mga kapatid ko, mga tita mo. But that was how I felt. And my mom, I'm sure, knew that. So Kiko let me mourn the way I wanted to mourn. And then, I would go to the burol late na. Yung, gusto ko kasi masolo mami ko. So ayoko siya nakikita doon, nakahiga. So hindi ko man napasalamatan lahat ng nagbigay ng respeto kay mami. Hiyang-hiya man ako. It wasn't a time for me na ayokong umacting, na ayokong, mas importante lagi na lang kasing inuuna ko yung ibang tao kahit nung namatay si daddy at buntis ako kay Frankie. Parang you had to do your duties as a daughter na namatayan ng pinakamamahal na magulang. When it came to my mom, total orphan na ako. So I didn't want to, feeling ko, no, I don't want na. Parang, I just want to mourn the way I want to mourn. I don't care what they want to say. And so that's how I am. So when I am depressed over something, or nawalan ako ng kaibigan, or nawalan ako ng napakalaking oportunidad na hindi na maibabalik sa akin, kahit gusto nila JOKOY at ng director ko na nandun pa rin ako, wala silang choice kundi tuloy yung movie. So my role as Tita Teresa went to Tia Carrer. She played the sister of the ate of Lilo in Lilo and Stitch, yung boses niya. And she was also in Wayne's World for all of you Gen Xers like us, no? She's half Filipino, so she got my role. She already had a role in the movie, so when I couldn't make it, she got the other lead role. And I'm glad she did. But it broke my heart. It really did. Because it was such an honor to be in the very first all-Filipino production in Hollywood, backed by a producer as big as Steven Spielberg. And up to now, when I think about, ayan, medyo pinipigil ko yung luha ko. Hindi lang para sa akin, I felt dala-dala naming lahat yung bandila ng Pilipinas. Na parang, you know, in the middle of all this Asian hate going on in America and some parts of the world, we were so proud that there was Mr. Spielberg was backing this movie of Filipinos. And it breaks my heart because I love JOKOY. And later I'll post, kasi sa Zoom meeting namin, sabi niya, wait, let me take a picture. Sabi ko, me too. Yung screen lang, kinukuha namin magkasama kami. And we were so excited. So, yun ang kinabreak ng puso ko. At pinabayaan ako ni Kiko na magluksa over it. And since they're in Canada, sabi ko talaga, I need to go to America and just leave the country kasi and also make myself productive here. So I licked my wounds here, lahat ng mga, parang feeling ko, it was such a nice surprise sana sa Sharonians ko at sa buong Pilipinas din na it was something we could all be proud of. Kasi hindi pa ginawa yun ever na all-Filipino cast sa Hollywood. Tapos si Steven Spielberg yung producer mo. And I had a good rapport with my director, Jay, who's also an actor. He's Indian-American, East Indian-American. And I was looking forward to working with him so much, especially with JOKOY. So, yun ang dahilan. Para ako namatayan. And Kiko just let me be. Because he's such a supportive husband, he just, you know, prayed for me, with me. There were times hindi ako sumasama sa kahit dinner kasi nakahiga lang ako umiyak. Di ba, Dad? Ganun lang. But he let me be. And sanay na sila sa akin, pati mga anak ko. When Mama's, I don't know. I grew up kasi only girl. Yung kuya ko, 5 years ang tanda sa akin. Sanay ako mag-isa. I always dealt with sadness on my own, and I've never been self-destructive. Kailangan lang mailabas ko, parang mailuksa ko lang, maiiyak ko lang. So, syempre, hindi ko mabibili yung oportunidad, hindi maibabalik sa akin dahil lang sa isang pagkakamali sa COVID test. Kasi 7 labs against 1, siguro naman tama yung 7 at hindi yung 1. At di naman ako nagkasakit talaga. So, yun po ang nangyari. And when I said, I'm sick, I'm not feeling well, actually, wala pa akong sakit nun. I was sick in my heart. And Casey knew. Kaya dung tinawagan ko siya because I wanted people to see that she was part of our family. You know, kahit anniversary namin mag-asawa at wala siya doon. I wanted you guys to see na kaya lang ako naiyak noon kasi alam niya at hindi namin mapag-usapan in public. Alam niya yung nangyari. So she knew how badly I was feeling and that. So anyway, for some good news, number 1, there is no truth. Wala pong, alam nyo, i-take note nyo po ang lahat ng mga YouTube channels na naninira sa amin ni Kiko, na nagsabing sinaktan ako ng asawa ko, or umiiyak si Sharon, umamin na, sinabi ng totoo. Yun yung mga sinungaling na pinagkakakitaan kami na nananahimik ang buhay. Isa pa, I know a lot of it is politically motivated. Siguro gusto nilang sirahin ang asawa ko dahil ayaw nilang tumakbo si Kiko. Pero tatakbo ang asawa ko with my support. Kung gusto niyang tumakbo, he has my full support. Because I know my husband's heart. Etong Panginoong Diyos, at hindi ko ginagamit ang pangalan ng Diyos in vain kasi takot ako maparusahan eh. So, kung kilala nyo lang si Kiko the way I know my husband and that the way his people know him, walang ginusto yan mula nung 7 years old siya kundi magsilbi sa bayan. Hindi ko alam. Siguro ako gusto ko maging singer at artista mula nung maliit ako. Siya naman talagang gusto niya maging servant. Maraming naninira. Kasi siguro, I'm so sorry ha, maraming nagugutom na kababayan natin na hindi nalagaan ng, ayoko magbanggit ng names, pero kahit naman di ako magbanggit ng names, konting ganito, titirahin ka. Yan ang style ng mga gustong manira, lalo na pag hindi nagagawa ang dapat ginawa or gawin. Ibang tao sisiraan, parang atensyon ng publiko doon mapunta. Yun ang masakit sa akin kasi minahal ko ang isang tao doon na tunay. Tapos, asawa ko yung pinapalabas na masamang tao. He never hurt me. And I'll tell you this, he cannot hurt me. Sweetheart, do you think you can hurt me physically? I'd kill you, you know. I beat you up, you know. Just joking. But I know, no. Hindi kami tatagal ng 25 years kung kahit isang daliri niyan ay dumapo sa akin. I think it's a move na siraan ng asawa ko na matagal na namang ginagawa, sanay na kami dyan. Pero ang tiwala kasi namin nasa Panginoong Diyos. At